All right, I have finally got my hands on these DC Retro Super Friends figures. I know it's late, I mean, for the rest of the world, but here up in Canada, these have just been delayed, delayed, delayed. I have no idea why. These showed up on GameStop for pre-order, like I think back in June, and then they were pushed to July, and then they were pushed to August, and now they've been pushed, like literally Wave 1 here has been pushed to to release a week before Wave 2 comes out. I'm like, what are we even doing here? So, my God, these actually just showed up on Amazon. So I just went ahead and got them off Amazon, for next day delivery. And, we'll see if they ever do actually make it into GameStop, which I hope they do because I actually pre-ordered the Platinum Riddler from GameStop. And so I kind of want that guy, but man, I'm not really holding my breath. I don't know what happened. Maybe the shipping crate got lost or something, but god damn, these guys I thought they were never going to make it. I almost gave up, but here they are. That's all for my vent. Anyway, yeah, we finally got them. They're a little banged up. You can see some of the plastic and such is a little bit warped and the cardboard probably from shipping in Amazon, but I'm going to take these guys out of the package anyway. I guess a quick look at the packaging, though. Very colorful, very bright. I like that they kind of have, this kind of fake deterioration, almost like the color of the paint's like chipping off. It gives it that kind of like vintagey feel, because, I mean, yeah, these are classic vintagey figures, right? I mean, I was a young kid, and I was watching reruns that I think my mom watched as a kid, but these hold a very kind of, I don't know what it is. There's a little bit of like a je ne sais quoi kind of like nostalgic itch that these guys are just scratching in the right spot for me. I don't know what it is, there's just something so charming about them. And honestly, the head sculpts look amazing. Particularly Sinestro here. I mean, look at that head sculpt. I mean, we'll take a closer look out of the package, but that looks like the cartoon come to life, These look so good. The kind of classic Lex with the purple collar and the big X straps, and man, yeah, they look super fun. And obviously, yeah, Wave 2, we're getting some of the other characters here, like Superman and Flash. I hope we get as many as we can. I'd love to see like Wonder Twins. I don't know, maybe a Gorilla Grodd even. That'd be cool. But yeah, these are basically the spiritual successor to the DC Retro, the Batman 66 line. And as you can see, they're using the exact same kind of cutout for the bubble plastic encasing here, where these jagged edges, those refer kind of like the pow and bang kind of effect signs that the Batman 66 figures came with. Doesn't really make sense to have that shape here, but hey, it's probably saving McFarlane a few pennies by just reusing it. I don't know. I think these guys, maybe you could keep them in package. I think they're kind of meant to be taken out and just have some fun with. So, and that's what we're going to do here. So, without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so first up, we got Batman himself. Before we jump into the figure, he comes with a trading card, which is pretty signature of McFarlane these days. I don't know if that's original artwork from the show or not, but yeah, it looks like the cartoon. Then I like this kind of like collect them all on the back of the card. This is the kind of stuff he should be putting on the back of the figure packaging, which he never does. He always just puts artwork, but I kind of like that old school collect them all, seeing that on the back of the box. He's also got this tiny little walkie-talkie because, cell phones were just not a thing when Super Friends aired. And he's got this giant-ass batarang, which is more like a bat sword than a batarang. I don't know. The thing is pretty huge. I mean, look at that compared. It's like his entire torso length. It's giant. Get a close-up shot of his face there. The paint is done really nice. It's very Adam West kind of style of the mask. The cape is tucked in pretty nicely underneath the cowl. It is a soft goods cloth cape. Paint application all the way down. Pretty nice on the figure. In terms of articulation, head goes all the way around. Doesn't really go up and down. He can look down a little bit. Can't really reach up. Arms can do a T-pose. They can go all the way around. He's got single jointed, pinned elbows. Wrists do 360. He's got a waist cut. That goes 360. And then he's got big, at the top of the thighs, just goes forward and back. They do not go out like the arms do. And the knees are single jointed. And they also pivot. You can see they pivot at the knee joint as well. So that is actually pretty good. No ankle articulation, which I think that kind of would have been a nice thing to add maybe. But overall, pretty solid Batman. Oh God. It's because I messed up your knee, isn't it? So he's got one fisted hand, so he can only hold one of his accessories at a time in the other hand. Basically, you stick in a Batarang like that. I mean, that's pretty huge. You could get him kind of holding it in the middle. There he is holding the walkie-talkie. Robin, come in. Come in, Robin. I need backup. All right, next up is Lex Luthor. His accessories also comes with a trading card with some classic artwork. The same collect them all with all the characters on there. He comes with this thing, which I'm not actually quite sure what this is. It's some kind of gun laser thing, I'm assuming. Some kind of weapon. And then he's got this, looks kind of like a detonator, like a remote control. Like the thing they press the button and some giant claw springs out, or an explosion or something, some kind of booby trap. Whatever kind of crazy gimmicks they had back in the day. Let's take a look up close, though. This Lex looks really good. I mean, look at the eyebrows on him, the smirk. He's got a little bit of teeth there, just a little bit of white, This is just a really nice classic Lex. I don't think we've gotten this look for Lex yet in the DC Multiverse line. He's even got kind of the little rockets on the side of his boots there with the black line going through. Maybe some little flame effects or smoke effects would have been nice for that, but honestly, overall, really nice sculpt. He looks really nice. Yeah, I love the collar. I just love the purple. It's almost a pink, kind of purpley pink and green color scheme. This is just really nice. I gotta say, in hand too, his plastic feels a little bit more, I don't know, I want to say like glossier than Batman does. It does feel like a different plastic material. It might be because this is a new mold, and the Batman I think was just reusing one of the Adam West 66 Batman molds. He's got a bit more head articulation, can go up and down, 360. His arms also, can go out T-pose. They go 360 around. Single jointed elbows, wrist articulation. I like the gloves there, how they're cut, and they kind of go up the cuff. Oh, interesting. So this guy's elbows actually pivot in the same way that Batman's knees pivoted. Does Batman's elbows do that? Let me see. Oh, they do. Oh, they do pivot. Okay, I missed that. Huh, so both the knees. Oh my God, and his gauntlets go. I am so sorry. I did not realize there was a cut on Batman's gauntlets either. Man. Wow. That's a little stiff. Okay, so they are actually more articulated than I thought. Okay, he's got cuts on the gauntlets, and the elbows can pivot too. That is neat. Does Lex? No, Lex doesn't have cuts at the gauntlets because of the way they're cut down there. But, so You could have him like holding something out or in, right? However you want. That's actually pretty good. Legs though, just go forward, back. Actually, they don't really go back that much because his butt kind of prevents it, but they can stick out forward like that. And then he's got the single jointed knees that, again, they do pivot like that. No ankle articulation. I think it would have been nice had he maybe had another open hand so that, you know, he could kind of hold this gun like underneath with the other hand as he's like firing it. Because as it is, it's a bit heavy for him to just hold out with one hand. Like, you can kind of get it like that. It'll kind of stay, but it is a little heavy. And just the hand doesn't grip it all that well. It's almost like a trigger finger hand, and there's no trigger on the weapon. Let's see, this little thing, you know, you just kind of cram it in there. He's kind of like, he can hold the corner of it like that. But, yeah. Oh, and obviously the wrist articulation too. I think I mentioned that, just in case I didn't. Okay, next up we got Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern. And while he is green and he is a nice looking figure, if you look at the trading card here, he's not quite the same green that I guess he was in the show. Now my memory is a little bit foggy and, you know, nostalgia and rose tinted glasses and all of that. So I don't really remember. You know, I could have looked at this guy and thought, yeah, that's the Super Friends Green Lantern. But looking at this, I'm like, yeah, it's not quite the same green as he was in the show. That might bother some purists, but I think it's okay. Looks really good. Comes with a walkie-talkie, just like Batman did. Also comes with this baseball bat, something he would crate with his ring and whack the bad guys. So that's kind of fun. Let's take a close-up look. Again, yeah, head sculpts are just really, really nice here. Just really good. The paint is nice on the mask. You know, it's not going into his skin or anything, at least on mine. Just the jawline and everything, the hair. They really nailed it with the head sculpts here. Yeah, the logo is just painted on. It's not raised or anything, but that's, you know, that's fine. That's literally, like, these were such crappy cartoons back in the day too. You know, it's supposed to not look great in a way. He's also got his Green Lantern ring painted onto his fist there, as you can see. So that's a nice touch. He's a really nice looking figure. So I'm expecting all the same kind of articulation, limited head up and down, 360, T-pose works really well, arms go 360 degrees, elbows that, as we discovered, are single jointed and bend, but pivot as well. That's actually a nice touch. I don't know if, I didn't collect many of the Batman 66 figures, so I don't even know if that was something those figures could do. He's also got a waist cut, which I don't know if I actually might have missed that on Luthor, but Luthor has that as well. And yeah, the legs that go out and bend at the knee and pivot, twist at the knee as well. I like the look though. The big white gloves. You know, it's a very classic Hal Jordan figure. This guy, he's got his open hand on the left side this time. I guess that means Hal Jordan is a lefty. I don't know. There he is with the baseball bat. It's a little stiff to get that in there. You know, you have him like ready to whack something like that. You can't really pose these guys in any kind of knee bent way because they don't have the ankle articulation. So like if you want him running like, and because the legs, they don't move out at all, they only move forward and back, it's going to be hard to get any kind of balance with them aside from just, you know, kind of like the T pose. And he fell. And last but not least, and actually perhaps my favorite out of the bunch here, we got Sinestro. Something about, yeah, just the mold, the sculpt here on this guy, it's just so unique and cool. course, he's got his trading card. Really weird looking frame there of him. He looks super lanky. He's also got these big Yellow Lantern construct pliers. They don't move. It would have been cool if there was actually like a hinge here and they, opened and shut. Like, that would have been nice. It's a very kind of rubbery plastic too. But it's painted like a nice reflective gold. It's not just a solid yellow, so that's kind of nice. He's also got this little detonator thing, which only has one red button, whereas Lex Luthor's had two, so it's not just an exact, copy of that accessory. I guess it's slightly different. Unlike Batman and Green Lantern's walkie-talkies, those were the exact same. I mean, take a look at that head sculpt there. Look at that. I mean, look at that big Megamind noggin of his. That's crazy. That just looks so Sinestro right from the comics. The inside of the hair here is painted black. They kind of missed a little bit of the black there on the inside. But, that's nothing. I can go in with a fine tip Sharpie and just kind of clean that up. And honestly, from a distance, unless you're zoomed in with a camera like this, you're not even going to notice it. But man, like just all the kind of wrinkles and the eyebrows and everything sculpted into the face here is just such classic cartoon villain to me. I love the big neck piece that is sculpted too. It's not painted, like with all the star points on it. That's really nice classic Sinestro. The belt, the gauntlet, articulation. He does look up a little more. It's easy to spin that big head with such a big noggin. Yeah, do the T-pose. You know the drill by now. They all articulate the exact same. Single jointed, pivot, got a waist cut. It's got the legs, but they don't go back. Maybe if they just sculpted like a cut in the back for the back of his thighs here, that you could actually move the thighs backwards, but no, you can only move them forward. Yeah, there's no cuts here or anything. And then the single jointed knees that do pivot, just like the elbows. Almost forgot, yes, he does have his yellow ring sculpted onto his finger. He's got a little bit of green in there too. There's like a green dot in the center. I don't know if that was accurate to like how the ring was portrayed in the cartoon. I don't remember. It's been too many years, but if so, that is a nice detail. So yeah, he can hold this like with his ring. So yeah, you can set up like kind of a pose where maybe Green Lantern, Sinestro are fighting here. Maybe he's, I imagine he's like clamping the baseball bat as it's coming down on him. It would have been nice, because these are constructs, like, they don't hold them in the cartoon, right? Like, they're just floating in the air as they're created by their rings. And you can't really recreate that here, I mean, maybe if you have some kind of flight stands, you could, like, lift these things up somehow. It would have been nice to maybe have something like that, but, you get them holding it here and fighting in some kind of way. It still looks pretty good, it's fun. Like, I think people get the idea, of what's happening if they were to look at your display like this. But yeah, here are the Super Friends and a couple super villains in all their glory. Overall, I think this is a pretty solid start to the wave. It's a nice selection of characters, a lot of classic looks for characters that we haven't got in the traditional, DC Multiverse line. They're not the most well articulated. They are a little more articulated than I expected, but it's really just in the legs. It's hard to get in any kind of dynamic pose. But, I think if you stand them all up, line them up, they all look pretty good together. And really, I don't know, for me, these are just a lot of fun. They really take me back to watching the Saturday morning cartoons, eating like a big bowl of Fruit Loops or something in front of the TV as a kid. They look really nice. I really hope if maybe McFarlane can give us like a big Hall of Justice like play set. I mean, heck, I would love to build the entire Legion of Doom as well as the Super Friends, and maybe have that big like Black Manta set too. That would be amazing. I know we got Wave 2 on the way, and I do have that pre-ordered as well, so I'm excited for that, and I'll review that when I get it. But I hope we get a few more waves of this Super Friends line too, because it's just a lot of fun, and it would be a fun one to complete. Overall, though, I think the paint's really good. The head sculpts in particular are really a standout. The accessories are decent. And the price point is pretty good. So these were about $25 each Canadian. Getting them at EB Games, I did get a 10% off discount, bringing them down to about, I think, like $22.50 each. So that was, it saves me a bit buying them in bulk. So, they're not too expensive. They are a little pricey, but hey, it's... This will appeal to a certain type of collector. I think people that have that nostalgia itch, that grew up watching Super Friends. It's a nice throwback, and it makes for a fun display. But let me know what you guys think. Are you picking these up? What characters do you want to see from the line? I'm particularly super excited for that Toy Man, but I would love to see some more classic villains too. I really hope I get Riddler in. I did have him pre-ordered, so hopefully we get him here in Canada. If not, I might have to track him down. Of course, McFarlane's doing this silly platinum thing where it looks like there's going to be one variant, like there's an evil Batman that's a platinum, and then it looks like there's also a red platinum that's going to be like a whole another fifth character in each wave, and I don't think that's been revealed for the new wave yet. I think only the evil Superman has, but we'll see. So there's a bit of that hunting that people really hate, but hey, that's just what's come to be expected from McFarlane this far. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you like this wave? Are you picking it up? Who do you want to see? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one.